So if you clicked on this video, then you are ready for a new beginning. And so what we're going to talk about is what it takes to have that new beginning and some advice to help you along the way as you embark on this new journey. And this video is a little bit different than my past videos because I have been playing around with tarot cards recently and having a lot of fun with that. And so the topic of this video was actually inspired by pulling a few cards from a tarot deck. And I was just curious, what should I talk about in this video? And so I pulled 3 cards, and the outcome card that we got, which inspired kind of the title for this video, was the Fool card. So this is you setting out on a new journey, ready for that new beginning. And look how bright and optimistic this card is. And that's kind of that new, fresh start that you're desiring. And so the other cards, I'll show you all 3 of them together, and then we'll talk about them. And so here's the 3 cards that I drew. We have the Death card, which we'll talk about, the 3 of Wands, and then the Fool, which is the outcome that you are hoping for. And so when I think about these 3 cards, what it's really saying is if you want that new beginning, what you need to do is embrace the Death card, which is a card of transformation. It means that if you want that new beginning, some part of you that isn't in alignment with that new beginning needs to metaphorically die. It needs to be let go of. It needs to be transformed into the new you. And you can think about this in relation to kind of my example. I quit engineering. I used to be a civil engineer for 10 years. And in the last few years, I made the switch from working as a corporate engineer to being self-employed. And so if I wanted that new beginning, I wanted to be self-employed, I wanted that fresh start. But for me to embrace that, I needed to be willing to let go of the engineering side of me. I couldn't keep being an engineer and also embrace this kind of self-employed side of me. So that's something that needed to be let go of. And then the card that is kind of, how do you start to get there? How do you embrace this transformation? How do you start to move towards your new beginning? Is that 3 of Wands card. And so this is someone who has set out on a journey. They had a new idea that they were passionate about. They wanted to expand their horizons, and they got out of their comfort zone and they embraced this new adventure. And in doing that, they were letting go of the old, embracing the new, and from that you get the new beginning. I dropped the card on the floor, but here is that new beginning. And so when you think about the Death card, for me, when I think about, having to release the engineer side or having to completely release that career path and kind of that 10 years of work that I had put into that career path, I resisted that for a while. I wasn't embracing transformation. I wasn't allowing one door to close so that the next door could open. And if you know a little bit about my story, it took me a while to transition out of engineering. I went through this phase of kind of holding on to that career and trying to optimize it as best as I could. And so part of that journey was switching employers. And at one point I got my quote unquote dream job in engineering. And going into that job, I had kind of been unhappy with things. And I was telling myself, if it's meant to be engineering, this is how I'll know. This is my dream job. And if this job doesn't work out, then I know it's just not going to work for me. I know that this career path is no longer a fit, and I'm going to have to really consider what comes next. And so that's what I did. I ended up getting that job, and pretty clearly it just wasn't working for me. And so I started the whole process of finally letting go, releasing, embracing that transformation, and coming up with my plan for my new beginning. And that's a great segue into this 3 of Wands card is someone who started out as the Ace of Wands, and I pulled that for you to see here. This is a passionate new beginning. This is the spark of inspiration for that new idea. if you're here, you want change, you're ready for a new beginning, maybe you have an idea already, but you haven't quite embraced it yet. And so the next card that comes is the Two of Wands. And so this is someone who's had that new idea and now they are at a decision point. It's kind of like, do I embrace this new beginning? Do I expand and explore the world and this new start? Or do I stay in my comfort zone? Look at this person standing in the castle here. They have a very solid, safe foundation, and they are looking out into the horizon and the ocean. They're holding the world in their hand and they're thinking, okay, do I embrace this new change? Do I embrace this new beginning and have this new start and get out of my comfort zone? Or do I stay here? And so that's what the Three of Wands is really asking you to embrace. It's saying, make the choice for the new beginning, get out of your comfort zone. Look at how the horizon here is expanded. Look at how much they can see versus the last card. Look how gray this card is. This card is in the in-between. They haven't made up their mind yet and they can't see as much. And now this card is looking out over the vast ocean because they've started that journey. They've started to expand and they can now see all the opportunities that lie in front of them, and they are still on that path and they have to keep walking on that path, keep expanding out of their comfort zone and following their plan in order to finally hit that milestone and have that first win, that first celebration that comes from getting out of your comfort zone. So that's really the message of this video. If you're ready for that new beginning, you need to start asking yourself, how can I get out of my comfort zone? What is this idea that I've had that I've kind of been, should I stay? Should I go? Should I do it or not? Do I want to embrace this scary new beginning or do I want to just stay in my comfort zone? And if you really are ready for change, then you need to start thinking of, what is holding me back from having that transformation? What is holding me back from embracing transformation and letting go of the parts of myself that don't serve this new beginning that I want? What are the parts of myself that are holding me back or keeping me in my comfort zone? And really start to explore that. For me, when I was looking at changing careers, a lot of things were holding me back. It was kind of this crazy idea at the time because I had a very secure job. I was making good money. It was a well-respected career path. I was pretty comfortable and I had that secure foundation that the Two of Wands card has that I was showing you. And, optically, going from that to, self-employment, being on YouTube, like kind of being unsure of even where my path was leading, it just is uncomfortable because others will look at your life and be like, kind of, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing this? And you're going from like secure and success into this path that is unknown and you're not super clear on what you're doing and you're kind of changing things and like all of that kind of messiness that comes from the beginning of starting something new. And so, maybe it's even admitting to yourself that you have this crazy idea in the first place, and it can be scary to share that with the people around you because maybe no one else in your life is doing this, or you're worried about what people will think when you do this, or, you're worried that you don't have what it takes to make it happen. And that's another message that comes from the Fool card. So this Fool is optimistically starting this new adventure, like he's embarking into this new fresh start. And he has this little satchel here. And the card that comes after the Fool's journey, after the Fool, is the Magician. And so once they open up that little satchel, they realize that they have everything that they needed for their new start with them. And the Magician is all about being the creator of your own reality and realizing that you have everything you need to create the life that you're dreaming of. You have everything that you need to have this new start. And when you embark on this journey, you can figure things out. Like if you don't know how to do something, you have it within you, the ability to figure it out. If you need the resources, you have the ability to figure out how to obtain those resources. You have the ability to do what you want, even if right now you're not so sure about it. So let's look at these cards again. Here's the outcome, this fresh new beginning that comes from letting go of that which does not serve you anymore, getting out of your comfort zone, following that new idea, expanding your horizons, trusting in yourself, and having that fresh start. So what needs to be let go of? If you are wanting to switch careers, then you may need to let go of the identity of whatever your career is, right? Like I need to let go of this identity of being an engineer and all the ways that I may be using that to boost my self-esteem or to feel confident or to, have that as sort of like a barrier from, I don't know, whatever could be out there in the world, right? It's like when you tell people that you're an engineer, they're like, oh, wow, that's like so great. Good for you, blah, blah, blah. That's kind of the type of response that you get. And that is something that is like socially kind of nice to have. And so it's like, if you want that new beginning, you have to be willing to let go of that kind of like safety of having that sort of career and having that sort of identity attached to yourself. That's just an example of my own. I also had to be willing to let go of the security and stability of my old job. I had to embrace the unknown and sort of let, the part of myself that needs that certainty and security, let that part of myself relax a little bit and embrace that optimistic fool energy that is just like, I'm excited about this new beginning. I'm optimistic. And there could be a little bit of naivety there, but you have to be willing to kind of take it all. A new beginning does require some amount of trust and faith and hope. And you just have to believe in yourself and know that if you really want it, you can make it happen. And so when it comes to this Three of Wands card, it's the card previous to this, the Two of Wands, in that decision-making process, they also were coming up with a plan. So it's like you have this idea, you make the plan, you make the decision to get out of your comfort zone, and then you start to execute it. That's what's happening here. You're expanding your horizons and you're executing it and you're getting out of your comfort zone. So that's another thing that you can ask yourself. Am I in my comfort zone? And what is the scary thing that I want to do? How can I follow that fear and get out of my comfort zone and in that way have this new beginning? Is your comfort zone holding you back from the new beginning? Is it not being willing to let go of, the parts of yourself that can't really come along for this new beginning? What is it? You have to do that work for yourself. And this is a great time of year to be doing that. We're approaching the end of the year now. And if you're someone who wants to have that fresh start effect with the new year and you want to set out on this new idea that you've been kind of mulling over, then now is the perfect time to make that plan, make that decision so that you can really get started and have that new beginning in the new year. And this video is, of course, timeless, and you could even make that decision now and get started now so that you aren't waiting until the new year. What can you do now? What little thing can you do every day to get started and to start to get out of your comfort zone so that you can have that fresh new beginning? So I hope this has been helpful. I hope it's given you some food for thought. And if you are ready for that new beginning, then I really encourage you to start to look at your comfort zone, look at those things that feel scary to you, and come up with a plan for how you can start to take small steps to get out of your comfort zone, to start to face those fears, and to start to embrace the transformation that is required to step into this new beginning. And if you've made it this far in the video, then let me know what you thought about this new style of video. I'm not sure how often I'll be incorporating tarot into the videos, but it's something that I've been playing with for myself personally, and it's just a lot of fun, and I thought it was really fun to bring it into the video today. So if you did enjoy it, let me know. I want to start sharing more of kind of the spiritual aspects of things that I have used a lot for just myself personally in this whole kind of journey of self-exploration and changing my life. And I'm going to be bringing that into the channel more. So let me know what you think. Let me know what you're interested in. And yeah, leave a comment down below if you enjoyed the video. Make sure to give it a big thumbs up. And with that, I will see you in the next video.